What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Div 18 of Overwatch University League. Today we have DHM and BuildThatUlt4Me playing against each other. Looks like their first map's gonna be King's Row. My name is Tough on Dirt, Jen on Carpet. I'm joined here by Feeny. Feeny, what's up, man?
Hey, what's up, man? Thanks for the introduction, Tough on Dirt. Yeah, and again, tonight in this match, we're going to have Team DHM from Division 8 going up against BuildThatUlt4Me.
I'm looking forward to it, man. Now, while we're waiting here, let's take a look at these guys' SRs. If you could pull those up for me and, just give us a little background on who you think is going to run what class and what kind of SRs we're seeing in these two teams.
Yeah, so the SRs are pretty similar. They're around like mid-gold, around normal gold. And it looks like on the side of BuildThatUlt4Me, we're going to have Mastodon, probably on that off-tank / support flex. We have Adamir, probably on that DPS. He really likes running that fire soldier. We have Draconis. Looks like he's going to be running some sort of support. Maybe tank flex? Not sure. Plays a lot of Mercy, though. We have Dyslexic playing some tank. Well played. Playing a lot of everything, really, so we're not sure. And Feels Badman on BuildThatUlt4Me. Plays a lot of Widow and some other DPS, so we're definitely going to see him on that Widow. And on this side of DHM, we're going to have Stinky Pants. Playing hard support, playing a lot of Zenyatta, playing a lot of Ana. We have Jocelyn playing lots of Mercy, some Lucio, some Zenyatta. So probably hard support for sure. Got Meaty Morsel playing tank. Got Joe Philly playing a lot of Pharah, Roadhog, so for sure DPS. Airgasm, mostly some soldiers, so probably DPS. And Totho plays a lot of D.Va and some Reinhardt, so they're probably going to be on that off tank there.
And that's looking good, man. It looked like we got the teams already in, and just like you said, we got everybody falling into their small classes here. Hop in the game and let's take a look at what kind of team compositions we got going on here.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to be running pretty standard on both sides. It looks like we're going to run Widow on the side of DHM, and I really like running Widow on first point offense here. It's pretty low risk, pretty high reward. You can go for a really quick pick from this ledge here, or just go around to the theater and get a quick pick. And if you don't get a quick pick, you can always switch back to spawn and pick something else. So I really like this tech pick on Widow, just to find that quick pick. And on the defense side, we're running triple tank and soldier. This is a pretty popular setup, along with Ana as well. I really like Roadhog here to get hooks across the gate and get still on that offense, so we're gonna see how this plays out.
Oh man, I'm looking forward to it. Looks like we actually had Widowmaker switch over to Ana very quickly. That's disappointing. I was looking for some awesome Widowmaker action, but looks like we're gonna go ahead here with DHM on the offense. DHM looks like they're coming around the left flank. Notice there's a Roadhog in the corner there. Roadhog is gonna try to get a little bit of damage off, but Reinhardt's shield is way too strong for all that magic. Down anyway.
Looks like Well Played gets a nice hook, but unfortunately wasn't able to finish it off. But meanwhile, Dyslexic is anti-healed right now, is what to get taken off by Jocelyn right away here.
It looks like we got a little bit of a fight going on in the corner. Got one person down. Toto tried to get in on team BuildThatUlt4Me, but unfortunately she got taken down pretty quickly. Bear's going down for DHM as well. It looks like we got a lot of action going on the point now. Got a Reinhardt on the point. Offense or defense is trying to hold back just a little bit, but it looks like they're getting slightly overrun here, man.
Yeah, and it looks like DHM is pretty much going to take this point, unless BuildThatUlt4Me can come together here and group up and take the point. It looks like it's going to be DHM's ult, but it looks like BuildThatUlt4Me is going to come in and try one more push as Well Played and Feels Badman is going after the gate. And while they do try to go for the hook, it looks like they were unsuccessful, and DHM takes the first point.
It looks like we got a couple of fighters on team BuildThatUlt4Me, kind of in the back, trying to do as much damage as they can. Actually do take out Soldier, but unfortunately in the end, Dyslexic does get taken down. He was kind of a tank in the background there. Do you think that was wise of him to stand in the back like that?
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was so wise, because he BuildThatUlt4Me really needed him up. And as well, initially on that first push, where DHM kind of just rolled in by getting that free pick on Dyslexic. So BuildThatUlt4Me really struggled there after that initial pick on Dyslexic, after getting the anti-heal and getting picked right away. So it's going to be tough for BuildThatUlt4Me here, as they're trying to regroup as fast as possible. It looks like DHM is just rolling on through.
Looks like we tried to get a hammer down out of DHM, but unfortunately their Reinhardt got hooked and then immediately killed. Couldn't even hammer it down. That was pretty impressive work there by Gotta Build That Ult. We got a Soldier coming in, Eargasm with his ult, but unfortunately does not have a team to support him quite yet. All his team's in the background, they're upstairs. So he's going to try to come in here, get a little bit of damage, heal up a little bit with his team. But it looks like DHM is really going to regroup because their Reinhardt essentially needed to get that hammer down to kind of immobilize the entirety of the team. Looks like he's going to go for that one more time. But now we got all the ults coming out. Huge ult coming in out from Build Your Ults. Huge soldier ult. Looks like we're going to get a read ult from DHM, possibly. No, it looks like most of the people actually on Build Your Ults went down pretty quickly. What happened there?
That looked really good for BuildThatUlt4Me, stopping that initial flank around against DHM, taking out Pharah and taking out D.Va. But it looks like when BuildThatUlt4Me tried to counter ult back, DHM was pretty much ready. They blocked all that tactical visor with the Reinhardt shield, and when Jocelyn came around on that, or Jocelyn came around with that Pharah and took BuildThatUlt4Me by surprise, that was pretty much icing on the cake, and DHM took that second point.
And that goes to show that you really do need to coordinate your shots. Because you got Reinhardt there just soaking up that tactical visor, then it's not going to be of any use to anybody. Got a little bit
it looks like the Sexic charges in just
here. You got a hammer down and a Zarya all coming out, but it looks like nobody's going to be able to get past Reinhardt's shield. Reinhardt finally goes down, and that's going to be a pretty good wipe there for Team Build the Ults Up.
And that was all on the back of Dyslexic on that Reinhardt and Draconis on that Zarya, getting a nice Earth Shatter to start it off, and then topping it all off, Draconis gets a nice Graviton Surge, and as a result, Dyslexic just charges in and does havoc. So really great job by the two tanks just initiating the fight and letting BuildThatUlt4Me take that fight.
DHM has the ult economy, is winning the ult economy at this point. They got their soldier ready, they got their Reinhardt ready. They're really waiting for Reinhardt to hammer down so we can go ahead and see some huge soldier action going in on the front. It looks like they're gonna go for that hammer down finally, and that's when the ult comes out for the soldier. Gonna go in, try to get the enemy soldier as well, but then Yana unfortunately pops through. God, I figure, what is that ult, man?
Tactical visor?
No, Transcendence, that's what it was. We saw a huge Transcendence there from Zenyatta. That really kind of held out that tactical visor from DHM. That was some very good defense there by BuildThatUlt4Me.
Yeah, that was really good defense. Dyslexic charging in there, and then while it looked like DHM was going to pick them off, it looks like they're too busy dealing with the front line. As a result, they're pushing in. But meanwhile, we have Dyslexic still going off here in the back, taking out baby D.Va over there. And while Dyslexic is still holding on here, it looks like he is about to get pushed in by the rest of DHM as Airgasm finally takes him out.
There we go. And we got a couple stragglers in the back there for Build Your Ults. Looks like Zenyatta's trying to get out there as quickly as he can. Zenyatta is such a slow class. We got Reinhardt pushing in the cart with his teammates for DHM. They're going to try to get a little bit of push in it, but it's going to be a dry push because nobody has their ults up. We got two ults for the defense, and they might be putting those out any second now. Got a huge hook. D.Va gets pulled in, but quickly falls back to her teammates. Got a Discord Orb out there on Roadhog. Roadhog's doing a little more damage than the ought to. It looks like we're going to be pushing in. Looks like we're going to be in a stalemate in the middle here. What's going on here, man?
Wait, look for the Reinhardts to initiate, but it looks like Dyslexic gets taken out, and Morsel gets a nice clean Earth Shatter, charging again, taking out Feels Badman on that Ana. Is also in the backline, still wrecking havoc, taking out Zenyatta, but meanwhile, Jocelyn gets a big res, gets Toho and Airgasm back up, and it looks like this DHM push is still alive as Sticky Pants takes out Roadhog, and Morsel takes out Endermere. Meanwhile, Tactical Visor gets deployed in the back, and it looks like Airgasm is just wreaking havoc as BuildThatUlt4Me just didn't have any answers, and DHM takes the first round with all 3 points.
Well played. That was actually a very quick game. I was surprised at that.
Yeah, that was really quick. DHM did a really good job pushing in and getting the initial picks, and as a result, they just pushed in really fast. And like you said, that was a really quick game. So great job on DHM on the side of that for that coordination.
What you might have noticed is that after DHM did their hammer down, there actually came out a Zarya ult, which didn't really get anybody from BuildThatUlt4Me. Zarya propped her out, but it only pulled in 1 or 2 people. And then Roadhog got the nano boost, I should say. And Roadhog got that nano boost, and he was trying to go in and find other people to kill, but he was actually going in the wrong direction, away from the fight. And so when he finally got back to it, all his teammates were dead, and he got taken out very quickly as well. Plus, he no longer had the nano boost because the time was already up for it. So.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point. And also, Dyslexic on that Reinhardt got taken out really fast. Both Reinhardts had Earth Shatter, and it was really down to that Reinhardt on Reinhardt mirror that we always see where, who's going to pop the Earth Shatter first and who's going to block it and who's not going to block it. So it was really unfortunate that Dyslexic on that Reinhardt got taken out, holding on to that Earth Shatter. But we're going to see how it plays out here as they run defense.
Looks like we got a couple class changes here. We actually got a Reaper coming out of Build That Ult For Me, very interesting pick, as well as a Winston as well. What do these picks kind of imply there?
This is definitely a dive type of comp. We have Winston going to be acting as that front line with that Zarya shield. They're just going to jump in and clear out whatever they need to, and we're going to have Genji and Lucio going to come in as well and dive in that back line. This Reaper pick is going to be interesting, because while we do have targets against Reinhardt and D.Va, it's going to be a little bit hard to take out the rest of the team. Zenyatta for sure should be a pretty relatively easy pick for Adamir and that Reaper. But as far as the rest of the team, they're pretty mobile, so we're going to see how they handle the rest of the team on that Reaper.
I gotta tell you, man, I'm looking at some of these characters, I'm like, man, they got the new skins already, and I'm loving it. Looks like we got Reaper coming in the background, kind of getting a little bit of damage in the back there. Unfortunately, not able to get the back of DHM. DHM has a very strong back presence right now. Looks like the team, Team DhatUlt, I'm just gonna call them DhatUlt. Team DhatUlt is trying to get a little bit of a leeway on the point. Unfortunately, they got people going. Winston's already down for them, as is Anna. It looks like they're not going to be able to take this point right now in their push. Got Genji in the background, trying to come in, going for the Mercy. Oh, has to fall back just a little bit. And unfortunately, gets taken down by Eargasm. Very well, very good defense so far.
Yeah, and it looks like they're still holding out. But however, Adamir does get a big pick on Mercy, but meanwhile gets shut down immediately by Jocelyn. Dyslexic tries to dive in and tries to buy some time, but it looks like this is not going to work out. And it looks like BuildThatUlt4Me is going to have to regroup.
It looked like Build Your Ult kind of went in there, kind of in two groups. One group went into the side hotel there, and one group kind of went to the front there. And the group in the hotel actually died, leaving the group on the point to fight 5 people. And then Genji was going around the back as well. It seemed like they were a little too split up to be coherent, and they weren't getting the picks that they needed, and were all dying off one by one.
Yeah, it was a little bit too fast, and Joffrey in that far just takes out targets real fast, so it was unfortunate that they split up. But it looks like Telfo gets a nice pick on Dyslexic here. It's going to slow down that ult for me's push, but Adamir gets a nice pick on Reinhardt. Transcendence gets popped on Stinky Pants, and then it looks like Draconis on that Zarya is starting to take out that D.Va. Meanwhile, we have Tactical Advisor in the back gets deployed as Graviton Surge captures 2, Zenyatta and Soldier, and it looks like Draconis does take out Orgasm here, but meanwhile Jocelyn is still holding on to that res. And while it looks like it's a 2-man res here, it looks like he's going to be waiting to pop that res. Meanwhile, we have more of that Alpha coming in right here. We have D.Va coming back in. Stinky Pants it's a nice pick of Dyslexic. That Discord Robe is killer. And it looks like DHM is going to hold as BuildThatUlt4Me is going to have to retreat.
That was some very interesting gameplay. You actually noticed the D.Va pop her ult as well in here. We actually got a Genji on the well-played team has his ult ready. Looks like he's going to get ready to pop that pretty soon as well. It looks like Team BuildThatUlt really just trying to figure out how they want to approach this defense. All their ults before haven't really gotten in. Looks like Reaper's going to go in and go for the huge Death Blossom. Very well done there, but unfortunately it's not getting any people since the turn. And Zarya had his shield up already. It looks like we got Winston coming in with the Nano Blade, going for a little bit of damage. That's when the res comes out from Team BuildThatUlt4Me's Mercy, and everyone's back in the game. In the playing field, I should say. Reinhardt goes down very quickly, and it does look like DHM is actually going to hold this point, and is going to contest the point very well. Looks like they only have a D.Va left in the background to defend here.
A little bit of didn't get too much value out of that DHM defense. Jocelyn only got a 1-man res on the Stinky Pants, and as a result, resing the Transcend, or resing a Zenyatta without Transcendence isn't too much value. And then that Death Blossom, while it only got 1, it was enough for BuildThatUlt4Me to push in, as they were all coordinated. They were all occupied in the corner, and Dyslexic on that Winston could just jump in and do some more disruption. So overall, really good job by BuildThatUlt4Me for coming in and capitalizing. Even though it was a little bit uncoordinated, they did what they could, and they managed to take the point.
We got Genji coming in here again, who's already got 83% of his ult back already. That's very quick. Gonna go in here, try to get a little bit of damage on the D.Va. We noticed that the Reinhardt shield is doing a hell of a lot of work here. But really, they are, it looks like BuildThatUlt4Me really is gonna push this point very well. Genji's gonna go for a fight against the Soldier at the top here. Is he gonna get that kill? No, a Soldier puts down a heal, unfortunately. Oh, well played. McCree comes in to clean up the Soldier. BuildThatUlt4Me is very well coordinated team together. Actually take out a Pharah as well. Looks like Zenyatta once again is going to pop his ult fairly quickly. It looks like we got a lot of damage. Finally, Genji comes out with his sword, going for the Zenyatta kill, gets the Zenyatta kill, goes for the D.Va kill as well. Unfortunately, he's got a ton of health to get that kill. Not quite, but his teammates are going to clean it up for him. Very well played.
It looks like Jocelyn gets a nice res on Reinhardt and Zenyatta, and but it looks like the push for BuildThatUlt4Me is going to continue as Adamir takes out Stinky Pants that just got res, And it looks like DHM is going to regroup, but it looks like BuildThatUlt4Me is not done yet, as enemy gets a nice flashbang on Reinhardt, and well played is diving the backline. First on Mercy, now it's on Soldier as well, but it looks like Technical Advisor gets popped, and Joffrey takes out Genji. Meanwhile, enemy gets a nice high news on Airgasm, and it looks like BuildThatUlt4Me is slowly but surely pushing as Managers gets popped on that Zarya, and they're pushing it against that Zarya. The defense matrix is not going to help, and it looks like BuildThatUlt4Me just basically bullied their way to the second point here, as the DHM is forced to retreat.
They really did, and that well played as Genji was putting a lot of work, putting a lot of pressure. Just, I mean, with his ult, he put tons of pressure and just took out Zenyatta, took out the D.Va as well. And when one of your healers goes down, that really means that your team is going to suffer.
Yeah, definitely. And Draconis using that end was doing really well, but it looks like it's a nice Graviton Surge, takes 2, but meanwhile Joffrey and Mercy in the back. Jocelyn gets a huge res, gets Reinhardt and Lucio, but meanwhile it looks like Ursula gets popped, but gets countered immediately with Transcendence. It looks like it's a big draw right now, but it looks like Joffrey was ready in the backline, taking out Animir and Max Dude on that Zenyatta and McCree respectively. And Joffrey is still on the back here doing damage, and looks like BuildThatUlt4Me was not expecting that, as Joffrey is still doing damage in the backline. Meanwhile, Dyslexic is trying to buy some time, popping that Primal Rage and just knocking around DHM. But it looks like Dyslexic is about to get taken down here soon, as his ult is about to run out, and he's about to leap out. And it looks like BuildThatUlt4Me is going to have to retreat as DHM holds that corner.
Very well played. It did look like Dyslexic was going for a couple of boops there, but unfortunately didn't get anybody. And really popping his ult did just that, just wasting time. But then again, it is very hard to get a kill with a wasting ult, right?
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's pretty much doing not significant damage, but that was basically just for time. But it looks like well played, pops Dragon Blade and does try to go in Mercy, has that Zafar double on him, and well played, is not able to finish off these kills here, does a nice sound barrier. Jocelyn is still in the back while Discord is still very safe, and meanwhile the Chronos takes out medium morsel on that Reinhardt. That's going to slow down DHM, but it looks like Jocelyn gets a nice res on Toto, and D.Va mechs back up again, but it looks like a nice defense matrix as it blocks Animir's high nude, but meanwhile it looks like BuildThatUlt4Me is still going in as Field Badman takes out Mercy. That's a big res despite the fact that she did not have res. Medium morsel gets a nice charge on Genji. Genji was not expecting that. Looks like Toto gets demech'd. This is on that baby D.Va. Dyslexic gets Primal Rage again. He's still knocking around the rest of DHM. But meanwhile, it looks like Graviton Surge does manage to get pretty much their whole team here, but that nice Reinhardt shadow stopped them from taking a lot of damage. But it looks like BuildThatUlt4Me is still going as Adamir takes out Mercy here again, and Dyslexic takes out Reaper. Meanwhile, you have Self-Destruct coming in the back, does not manage to take out anybody. Remix up and BuildThatUlt4Me is getting ready to take out this point here as they're trying to take out this D.Va. He mechs this D.Va, gets into baby D.Va, and gets taken out immediately. Meanwhile, Ursula gets taken out by medium morsel, and it looks like he is about to take out Fields Badman here on that Ana, but Transcendence manages to save her. And it looks like DHM is slowly but surely starting to get the footing. But it looks like Sound Barrier does get taken, gets popped here, and well played. It's pretty much not going to get too much done. But it looks like he has another Dragon Blade. That's nice flashbang on that, stopping that Death Blossom. It looks like Joffrey is in the top, popping Rocket Blast, gets a huge triple kill. And it gets a quadra kill actually. It looks like cleans up the rest of that BuildThatUlt4Me, as it looks like Dyslexic here is all alone on the side of BuildThatUlt4Me. And it looks like this point is going to be pretty much on the side of DHM here, as BuildThatUlt4Me tries desperately to push in.
And that's gonna be, that looks like it's about to be game. It looks like BuildThatUlt's not really gonna have any ability to push in, and there it goes, match complete.
Wow, that was a crazy last push. There was a lot of ults coming back and forth. Joffrey on that Pharah getting a huge triple kill, and that Dragon Blade in the back taking out Mercy as well. Overall, really good ult play for both teams, but it looks like DHM just managed to come out on top.
Things you could notice is that BuildThatUlt4Me, they had their Zarya trying to do a lot of well, she was trying to do her Graviton Surge often, but whenever she did it, there was nobody there to pick up on it, or Reinhardt would have his shield to block it again. So really, they didn't really have. They needed to counter with Pharah's ult, with somebody's ult, to get in there and actually do the damage that Zarya's ult provided. But unfortunately, in the end of the day, nobody was capitalizing on those points.
Yeah, definitely. The ult timings were definitely a little bit awkward, because right after that Graviton Surge popped, even though Reinhardt did get a nice shield, a nice Dragon Blade would have taken care of that as well. But unfortunately, it looks like Dragon Blade was just barely like at 90%. It was not up yet, and if they coordinated a little bit better, then I'm sure they would have gotten so much more damage done. But unfortunately, they weren't as coordinated as they'd like to be, and they didn't get too much value out of the Graviton Surge and the Dragon Blade. And if you're just tuning in, we have just finished our first match against DHM and BuildThatUlt4Me and in this Division 18 match. And it looks like DHM was able to take the first map on King's Row. It looks like we're going to go into Numbani here, and Numbani is going to be BuildThatUlt4Me's home map. So we're going to see how they play out here and what strats they have planned out.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think?
Numbani is a fairly new map. It is a hybrid map there. What can we expect to see from these two teams, do you think?
It depends. In this level of play, usually we're going to see a lot of top pushes here and like a lot of contesting from that top push. I think what really comes down to is how the supports play in the first point, because there's so many options for like flankers such as Genji, as a BuildThatUlt4Me likes to run, to just easily take out and just eat up the supports. So if you have Zenyatta on the side of DHM, and we have a Genji on the side of BuildThatUlt4Me, and Zenyatta gets like caught out not holding the top side with their team, then it's going to be disastrous if Zenyatta gets taken out immediately and the rest of the team can push. So watch out for the support play and watch out how they position themselves, as well as the tank play on the top sides. Depending on how they hold the top sides or the middle sides or anything, the tank play is going to be really important because it's going to basically either make or break the push, whether they push in through the really hard chokes or they get held back. So watch out for those two aspects in this first point here.
And once again, it looks like we got a Toto going McCree. Was he playing McCree last game? I know we had a McCree, but I don't know if it was him precisely.
No, Toto was playing D.Va, and Toto was playing alright as D.Va, but it looks like he's trying to find more value than McCree, so we're going to see how that goes. But last game, his D.Va was pretty alright, but I'm sure he didn't get as much value as he'd want.
What do you think this switch to McCree kind of means, especially on the defense there?
They're definitely expecting a Pharah because they're running this McCree and this Soldier and this Ana to boot as well. So they're definitely expecting some sort of Pharah, maybe Pharah Mercy, and it looks like they're right as team, as the attacking team right here is running Pharah on Adamir on that Pharah. So that Adamir is going to have a really bad time going against pretty much double, triple hit scan here.
I'm looking forward to seeing. It looks like we actually got the team DHM taking the standard of two people on the high ground, or two people on the left high ground, two people on the right high ground, and two people on the middle there. Tank, Roadhog kind of in the middle, kind of in the stairway, just hanging out. Looks like we got Reinhardt kind of forward just a little bit, waiting for the attack team to come forward. Goes ahead and puts out a fire strike just to mess with him, falls back to his normal position.
Yeah, you might as well go for that Earth Charge, Oh, but it looks like we have this Lexicon Friends here from BuildThatUlt4Me. It's going around the bottom, looping around, and going around behind here, essentially compromising that position. And it looks like they took that top side real fast. BuildThatUlt4Me showing why this is their home map, taking out Toto immediately and Stinky Pants. And it looks like DHM was not expecting that, but it looks like Joffrey gets a nice pick on the Lexic as he gets anti-healed. And it looks like BuildThatUlt4Me is not ready for that as DHM, or as BuildThatUlt4Me just takes his high ground decisively here.
Very well done. It looks like, let's take a look here. Yeah, it looks like all of DHM really is just going down. We only got a couple people left. We got Ana, we got Mercy, and we got Roadhog kind of hanging out in the background. But they're going to have to retreat because it looks like BuildThatUlt4Me is taking that point very dominantly.
Yeah, I love that for BuildThatUlt4Me. Oh, but it looks like Jocelyn gets a nice res. It looks like well played, gets a Dragon Blade just popped off, and it looks like Toto is going to die here. As meanwhile, it looks like Whole Hog has popped on Joe Philly's side, trying to push everyone off the point here. But it looks like BuildThatUlt4Me is still going on. Feels Badman is on the top here, getting a lot of heals off, and not really getting punished for it. And it looks like Venus Morse is the only one left on the side of DHM. It looks like this is going to be BuildThatUlt4Me's point.
Now, do you think that res was worth holding the point there for what seemed to be possibly 10-15 more seconds?
Yeah, I'm not really sure if that res was as much value as they'd like to be. The res does build pretty fast, especially they have Toto and a D.Va, just pretty much going to be a huge, ult sponge. But not too much value there. So hopefully they're going to have the Mercy ult before the next fight. But it looks like it won't matter too much as BuildThatUlt4Me pretty much doesn't have too many ults left, at least offensive ults, so they don't have to worry about rezzing anytime soon here.
The Build Your Ult is already coming in. Genji, Lucio, and Roadhog really putting the forward pressure on DHM. DHM trying to get as much damage, trying to get as much defense as they can. Unfortunately,
You're powered up. Get in there.
Looks like we finally got a nano boost on Reinhardt. Reinhardt's gonna charge in with his nano boost, try to take out D.Va if he can. A little bit slow, can't quite catch D.Va, but still going in for that damage. Finally gets to D.Va, catches up to her, and that's when the counter nano boost comes out. Reinhardt charges in on the build that ult for him. Pretty tries to go for the Jedi. Gets one kill on the Ana. Very well placed there. Ana's gonna go down. This does look like BuildThatUlt4Me is finally gonna hold this point.
Yeah, and it looks like I was kind of worried for DHM there because me and Morsel was pretty much all on his own, and DHM was kind of going back, kind of not going back. So I was kind of scared that Reinhardt was just going to get taken out instantly by that ult, and the BuildThatUlt4Me was just going to push right in. But it looks like they managed to come through with Airgasm on that soldier. And it looks like BuildThatUlt4Me is sitting on or DHM is sitting on a pretty nice ult advantage as they are holding on to Res, Tactical Visor, and Self-Destruct here.
And that's when Genji takes out his ult, going in for the Reinhardt. Gets the Reinhardt, huge kill. Actually takes out the soldier too, very well done. That's gonna be 2 people down for DHM, and BuildThatUlt's gonna get to take this point pretty easily.
That was really unfortunate. They were not expecting well played to come around that back alley there, just pop Dragon Blade and go in like that. If Airgasm and Jocelyn were on the high ground, per se, they probably would have done a much better chance of holding on against that Dragon Blade. Pretty much a solo Dragon Blade, but unfortunately it did not happen, and looks like BuildThatUlt4Me managed to take the second point, and looks like they're about to push into the final point here.
As we push into this final point, the entirety of DHM is really going to stay on the cart. BuildThatUlt's trying to do a little bit of defense here, but Reinhardt's coming in and just swinging them back, completely destroys their defense fairly quickly. Everyone's a little bit scattered here and there. McCree finally goes down for DHM. Looks like Reinhardt might just get taken out here as well, but does take out the Mercy, and that's going to be no reses for BuildThatUlt. Sorry, no reses for DHM anytime soon. I just look at BuildThatUlt is doing a great job.
Yeah, great job on this DHM defense here. It looks like this Lexi is what they get taken out. The last of BuildThatUlt4Me. BuildThatUlt4Me has plenty of time. Especially looks like they're gonna wait for that nano boost Winston to charge up, and it looks like DHM is going to be getting their ults charged up as well. So expect the next fight to be pretty much a full-fledged ult. But this fight is gonna be pretty important because if BuildThatUlt4Me pops all their ults right here and doesn't manage to come through, they're gonna have like a minute, maybe a minute and a half to do one final push with not all of their ults. So this next fight is going to be pretty crucial here. Look to see Dyslexic and Dyslexic on that Earth Shatter, looking to get that initiation here. But it looks like Whole Hog does get popped under Cronus' side, and it looks like me and Morsa gets taken out instantly. Self-Destruct gets popped right in the middle there. Takes out Lucio, and he was holding on to that sound barrier. Meanwhile, Animator gets a nice high noon on both DPS. Feels Bandmate gets a nice Animator, but this Jocelyn with a big res, taking out Thara and Winston back up. Dragon Blade gets popped instantly, well played. Is trying to get as many kills as he can on the backline here. Manages to take out Ana, and does manage to take her out, but unfortunately it looks like DHM is, or looks like BuildThatUlt4Me is pushing in here as those 2 support picks are huge, as the DPS will not have anything to fall back on. And BuildThatUlt4Me is essentially just cleaning up here, trying to take care of this Winston, but looks like Jafili comes in, pops Rocket Barrage, gets shut down instantly by the Reinhardt barrier and Ana. And it looks like the Dyslexic here is going off, trying to hold him off as much as possible, but looks like the rest of DHM comes in. Toho on that defense matrix. Nano boost, that thing gets popped, even though it's anti-healed. Looks like we have Ana and McCree here in the back line trying to get away, but it looks like Sticky Pants does get back on the point. Dyslexic is the last, pretty much the only person here on the point, gets frozen instantly. And looks like Lucio right here is trying to get them off the point as well. Look, I'm not sure if BuildThatUlt4Me is going to take this here, but it looks like the Mega switch here, Airgasm on the side of DHM. It has on that May, and he's in the back. Freeza's Dyslexic that's nano boosted, but unfortunately it wasn't enough as BuildThatUlt4Me takes the final point.
And if you notice there, Draconis as Roadhog does pop his ult, which pushes everybody just clean off the point. So really, all they had to do was wait for the Roadhog ult to come out so they could just push everybody away and finally push in.
Yeah, definitely. It was what'd you think about that last fight? I thought it was going to be a little bit cleaner on the side of BuildThatUlt4Me, but I'm not sure what happened there. What do you think?
Lost a couple people, and really the issue is that when you are at that last point, that means DHM is just going to have the time to just send one person out at a time. Now one person can stay alive just long enough to keep the cart not moving before the next person comes out. And so Winston was unfortunately kept alive very long on DHM's side. And although he wasn't doing any damage, he wasn't really getting any kills, he was stopping the cart and allowing his teammates to come out one at a time. And so if you noticed, there was never fully DHM's team on the cart, but there's always 2 to 3 people there.
Yeah, for sure. And like at the end there, when they swapped to like D.Va and Mei, they were BuildThatUlt4Me was having a little bit of an annoying time pushing in that defense, but they managed to break through with that nano boost and that Reinhardt and that whole hog at the end there. So good job of BuildThatUlt4Me for sealing it out despite the spawns being really close and having to deal with like D.Va and Mei coming out right out of the spawn.
Like once again, we're getting tickled with a little bit of possible Widowmaker play from Feels Bad Man. He does look like he actually is going to stick to Widowmaker. Actually, going in the defense, going around the corner here on the point, going to take the high ground. I mean, if you're playing Widowmaker, I hope you take the high ground, right?
Yeah, I'm actually excited. I'm actually excited to see this Widow because fun fact: Feels Bad Man has a 80% win rate on Widowmaker and competitive. So I'm really excited to see what he can pull off here in this match.
It's insane. 80%. I've never heard of an 80% win rate, but that is awesome.
Yeah, that's 155 games too, so really crazy. And that's a lot of Widow. That's too much Widow for me, honestly. But hey, if he really loves playing that Widow, and he's really good at it apparently, hopefully we're going to see some pretty nice picks and pretty nice plays here.
It does look like DHM is once again come around this backhand corner. Gonna go. Stinky Pants gonna immediately jump in for the Mercy. Unfortunately, Mercy does get away fairly simply. Stinky Pants coming in again, going for the Widowmaker. Finally takes the Widowmaker out, but does sacrifice himself in the end there. It does look like DHM is just gonna fall apart just a little bit here because BuildThatUlt4Me, their defense is holding fairly strong. Roadhog, Reinhardt, everybody's still alive. Only lost the Widowmaker in that last confrontation.
Yeah, it looks like if the Widowmaker was shut down a little bit earlier and the rest of DHM pushed in, I think they would have a much easier time because that pathway would be pretty much clear on Widow. But it looks like they're gonna try again here and push high ground, and me and Morso gets a nice pick on McCree.
I've reached the objective. Let's coordinate.
Once again, Winston gets a huge kill on McCree. Winston's gonna try to jump up here and take out the healers upstairs if he can. Yeah, there he goes for the healers now. Going for the soldiers. Notices the Mercies are kind of out of whack. Goes for the Mercy in the corner there. Can he get the kill? Yes, he does finally get the kill on Mercy, and the entirety of the BuildThatUlt is finally gonna have to fall back.
Yeah, and BuildThatUlt4Me doesn't seem like they're ready for that Winston Zarya combo. They had the high ground all nice and cozy for the supports and Winston, but you know, 80% win rate is really good, but like a Winston in your face is near impossible to kill, especially if you're on that Widow. But looks like Stinky Pants pops Primal Rage and gets maxed out instantly. Airgasm takes out Roadhog. A little bit overextended there as DHM pushes in further.
Now, when Stinky Pants popped that rage, who did he take out?
He took out Zenyatta there, and I'm not really sure if that was too much value because he popped Primal Rage instantly in front of Zenyatta and takes him out. So he's not going to have Primal Rage for the next upcoming fight. And I'm pretty sure he could have done it without the Primal Rage being activated, but hey, that was his calls. But he gets a nice pick on Zenyatta, and looks like they're about to take the second point for essentially free.
Yeah, for some reason DHM just for some reason BuildThatUlt really just wasn't there at the second point, but it does look like they're finally gonna stop them. I'm finally gonna stop BuildThatUlt from pushing any farther.
Yeah, and it looks like BuildThatUlt4Me decides to defend now, but it looks like the point is already taken, so the spawn is going to be right there. And BuildThatUlt4Me, it looks like they are going to be posting up here in this little hallway, and it looks like they are actually about to retreat here. They are running a Reaper now, Adamir on that Reaper to take care of that Winston Zarya combo, and we're going to see how it plays out here. But it looks like Feels Bad Man is holding on top there on that Widowmaker, and it looks like they're pretty much going to be holding them pretty close to the point, pretty close to the spawn here.
It looks pretty basic defense going on. Got a couple people up top. Most of BuildThatUlt is going to still at the bottom. Winston's once again going to go and try to get Reaper from upstairs. Notices the Reaper is still in front of him. Jumps back to take care of his friends with the Roadhog. Roadhog might be going down here, but Stinky Pants can't quite do enough and has to fall back with his team there.
Great job by BuildThatUlt4Me, capitalizing on Feels Bad Man's 2 picks. Wow, gets another pick on Toto. Feels Bad Man is going off here. Anyway, Feels Bad Man got a nice 2 pick, early 2 picks there, and the rest of BuildThatUlt4Me pretty much just collapsed on DHM. And DHM couldn't really do anything there, but pretty much wipe So really good job there on BuildThatUlt4Me for capitalizing on those two picks.
Merci.
If you notice that the minute that feels bad man gets a couple picks or has a chance to start sniping, that's when BuildThatUlt4Me starts winning. The minute Winston gets on feels bad man, their team kind of falls apart.
Yeah, definitely. But meanwhile, we have Jofili getting a sneaky rocket barrage, taking out their cone here. Feels Batman takes out Farah nicely here, and takes out Ana as well. Wow, taking out her other eye. Meanwhile, well played hooks and Lucio. Feels Batman gets another pick on Toto. Gets a nice headshot on Soldier. And it looks like BuildThatUlt4Me is doing a really good job defending here, and DHM doesn't seem like they know how to handle this Widow right here.
Once again, they do need to send this Winston in as hard as they can, but it looks like Reaper, or it looks like Feels Badman is kind of has a defense that's secured around her and won't let her die.
Interestingly enough, looks like Sneaky Pants swapped off that Winston and on that Reinhardt as well. This could work out, but it looks like they're having a really hard time with that Widow there. And Widow does take out Jocelyn on that Lucio there, and it looks like DHM is deciding whether to push or not, but it looks like the Nano Boost does get popped on Jofili. Tries to take out that Widowmaker, does manage to move her off at least. Meanwhile, well played, pops that whole hog on the cart. And it looks like she's Ana. He is going to hook an Ana, and it looks like about to kill him. And meanwhile, Dyslexic does take out Sneaky Fans here, and it looks like there's going to be another successful BuildThatUlt4Me defense here.
DHM does seem to be holding pretty well, but now finally, Japoli's finally going to find that Widowmaker, find her in a corner. It doesn't quite take her out. In the meantime, it really does look like, it does seem as if we need to kill that Widowmaker if DHM is actually going to get a push out.
Yeah, definitely. But it looks like they are going to try to adapt here. It looks like they're going to run Mei and Tracer here. I think the Mei wall will be pretty beneficial if they do decide to go down that route, and Tracer just to give space for DHM essentially, making sure that they clear the backline here. Meanwhile, they are trying something different here. They are going to go, wrap around the left here, avoiding that Widow altogether and pushing up here against that balcony. It looks like it's going to work out for them as Jocelyn speed boosts in and pops down barrier, and Stinky Pants tries to go into the front here. Gets a nice Earth Shatter on Dyslexic here. Gets a nice first pick on Zenyatta. Dyslexic is actually all alone here. Gets taken out by Airgasm instantly. Meanwhile, Jocelyn's in the backline trying to wrap, but Draconis gets a nice triple res up. But Joffrey here just takes out Roadhog, and Adamir is up top looking for a Death Blossom here. Watch out for him dropping up to the top as DHM pushes in from the bottom. Meanwhile, Adamir's in the back. He gets Death Blossom, gets out Ana, and Dyslexic gets a nice Earth Shatter as well. Meanwhile, Reaper gets frozen, gets taken out by Joffrey instantly, and it looks like BuildThatUlt4Me is holding as DHM gets taken out.
We noticed there, as we had the ult coming in from Reaper, we actually had Zenyatta pop his ult as well. Now it's just to keep Reaper alive, because Reaper's very vulnerable popping his ult, but Zenyatta was able to come in there, soak up any damage they would take, and actually fully extract the full number of kills they could get from that Reaper's ult.
Yeah, I definitely like that play. And even though it looks like they weren't really expecting the Reaper, it was good that they popped the Transcendence just to be sure that they secured those 2 picks on those supports. And it looks like Feels Batman gets a nice shot on Airgasm on that Tracer. Feels Batman showing why he has 80% win rate on competitive Widowmaker here.
He has just been playing this game. Really, whenever Feels Badman is able to take those shots, that's when the team is winning. Whenever she can't take those shots, whenever she's getting killed, that's when DHM starts winning. On Feels Badman. He's already gone down. This might mean that DHM has a chance to finally push uncontested from a sniper.
Yeah, it looks like DHM finally gets through thanks to Ergasm and Toto getting a nice, well-placed self-destruct, taking out Mercy and Widowmaker. And Ergasm goes off as well, wraps around the backline, takes those guys out as well. It's a really good job by those two for giving space for BuildThatUlt4Me. Meanwhile, Sticky Fence charges in, or Dyslexic charges in, but Dyslexic gets pushed instantly. Ergasm takes him out. And it looks like they're going to be down Reinhardt here as they're going to go around the corner. Meanwhile, it looks like DHM is regrouping here as Zenyatta and McCree are on that corner. And that Fire Mercy is also ready at the top, at the helm, ready to take him out. But keep in mind, Draconis is almost have ult, but not quite. And it looks like Soundbeer is about to get popped. Airgasm gets a huge bomb, getting both Winston and McCree. Charge gets blocked by Mei, and it looks like DHM is going to take this point.
Wow. I was not expecting to see DHM take that point, but they took it pretty strongly. It was almost as if they weren't contested that entire last point.
Yeah, Dyslexic, I'm not really sure what happened there. He kind of just charged in and then was not ready to fight with his team. And we saw this happen in the last map too against King's Row, where Dyslexic also got caught out. And they really needed Dyslexic on that Reinhardt to be really close to the front line, because otherwise they'll just get rolled over like you saw in the last fight there. But really good job by DHM there, getting a nice Tracer Bomb onto that Winston and that McCree, as well as that May actually worked out better than I thought. And Totho on the great self-destruct in the first fight before the last fight, getting the backline as well. So really good job by DHM, despite getting punished by Feels Bad Man's Widowmaker. They managed to pull through and take the point.
So again, we're gonna switch sides here. Looks like we got DHM on the defense, and we're gonna have BuildThatUlt4Me on the offense. And we do have a Genji McCree Zarya combo coming out of here from the offense. BuildThatUlt4Me. Are we expecting to see a Genji with Zarya, or are you expecting to see more of a McCree with Zarya?
Definitely Genji with Zarya. This is very like season 2, season 3-ish, where Genji was huge, and before the Dragon Blade nerf, Genji was just played all over. Genji's making a comeback in the meta now, but looks like they're about to run this Genji Zarya, and pretty much is going to dive the backline. And I agree with this too, because if they're going to run the same strat of wrapping around and essentially, stopping that high ground, then Genji's going to be really good for that. But it looks like BuildThatUlt4Me is ready for it as they get caught out in the corner here.
As Zarya already falls off the map fairly quickly, that's going to mean that DHM, that's going to mean Build Your Ult, not going to be one man down already. He's able to take down a Diva on the way in, trying to fight this Pharah, but Pharah gets to the high ground and actually pushes Reinhardt off the map. Very well done by DHM overall, holding this defense very strongly. You're going to try to take out McCree in the corner there, but it looks like McCree and Lucio are going to hold up pretty well in this room. It's only a matter of time before they get taken out, because unfortunately they don't have a shield. It's only 3 versus 6 at this point.
Yeah, it looks like
Pharah's going to try to take her out in the corner there.
Yeah, it looks like Farah.
He feels bad man.
Yeah, it gets a nice pick as well. Joffrey also gets nice 2 picks on Zarya and Ana as well. It looks like Totho was trying to get onto this, trying to get this pick on Genji here as he hides in the corner. Then it's just the Swift Strike out, and Sound Barrier does get popped on the side of BuildThatUlt4Me. Ursher does get popped here. Gets Mastodon, but he does not die quite yet. Meanwhile, Dragon Blade does get popped, gets taken out instantly. Medium Morsel coming up to the plate, swinging the bat, and just hitting Genji right in the mouth as he gets taken out with that Dragon Blade. And then it looks like the defense on the side of DHM here is looking pretty good here.
Yeah, we only got a couple more seconds left. That's not going to be enough. Everyone's just falling in at this point. Build Your Ult. McCree getting nano boosted, but has a Discord bro on him. Doesn't know if he's going to be able to stay alive, but actually, Build Your Ult doing decently well. Reinhardt's still left alive on the point as well as Ana. And it looks like Tracer, or Lucio finally does get taken out. Reinhardt's about to get taken out. Hammers down. But it's not going to be enough for him to push. He's only got an Ana with him left. It looks like, and that's going to mean that DHM does take that point, or does hold that point successfully.
And great defense there by DHM. The first initial push BuildThatUlt4Me was looking pretty good, despite the fact that DHM was ready for that, up the stairway, wrap around, take the high ground instantly. They were still doing well, but unfortunately they kind of just froze up, and as a result they couldn't finish up the push. And it looks like we're going to have a draw here.
Basically what happened, to me it looked like both their tanks died fairly quickly. Actually, both their tanks fell off the map, which was very surprising. And of course the play of the game goes to Feel Bad here. This was an amazing play. I watched this. Gets a headshot on the Pharah. Going in, trying to get a little damage. Takes out the Zarya as well. Going for the Soldier. Oh, can she get the Soldier? Not quite. But man, she was doing work on that Widowmaker, man.
Yeah, she had multiple plays of the game there, and then as well as after that play, they held them against the spawn really, really well, and they really shouldn't have, because that spawn was in favor of BuildThatUlt, or in the favor of DHM, and they could have just ran Winston and Zarya and shut her down. But it looks like Feels Bad Man was just able to take out picks really, really fast, and DHM for a while didn't really have an answer to it.
That whole round essentially to me felt very interesting, because it seemed like DHM finally got a comeback just out of nowhere, simply because how do you say his name? Dysik?
Oh, Dyslexic, I think the one is supposed to be an L.
Mm-hmm. He came out of nowhere, charged in, died, and left his team vulnerable. And in the end, DHM did roll build your ult in the last 10 seconds.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it was a little bit of miscommunication because, like I said before, that it happened in the first map, like first play of King's Row, where Dyslexic kind of charged in and got anti-healed and punished instantly. So, but they really BuildThatUlt4Me. If they're gonna take this serious, they really need that frontline Dyslexic on the point, blocking and getting nice Earth Shatters out. But it looks like we are going to be into Ilios for the tiebreaker map.
And the players are actually wondering best of 3 or best of 1. And I honestly don't know. I'm not sure. It looks. I think they're gonna do best of 1. Best of 1 might be best for them. They think. We are ready to go. Ilios is just a 1 control point map. Who do you see having the advantage on this map?
Now arriving
Based on what I've seen, I really like. Well, I'm not sure actually, because the Genji play on the side of DHM on the side of BuildThatUlt4Me has been pretty well. And then if Feels Badman does break out that Widow on Ruins, then we're gonna see some interesting things. But it looks like it's really gonna depend on who plays the like the really mobile heroes like Winston and Pharah and that Pharah Mercy and that Genji better, especially on Ilios when we have like a big open map and big open sight lines. It's really going to depend on who can get the first pick and who can capitalize on it. And based on what we've seen, it looks like BuildThatUlt4Me has been doing pretty well. As we saw in the last map, Feels Badman gets nice 2 picks, pushes in instantly and takes them out and capitalizes really well. But it looks like we're going to have a pause here.
We do have a slight pause. Pause called by Dyslexic. I think they're trying to say that the next map is going to be Route 66, possibly?
Yeah, I think so. I'm not sure I'm not sure what the map order is going to be, but it looks like Trumu, our wonderful producer, says it is a best of 3 and it is not a tie.
Ooh, that means we get to cast a little bit longer.
Yeah, for
Unfortunately,
sure.
when we're paused, our screen is just completely frozen, man. Stream, let's talk to the stream a little bit. What is going on? Welcome to the channel, everybody. I actually need to hop in here and see how many people are on the stream. Hey, Blank Space, welcome to the stream, man. Good to have you on here. Noxador as well. Welcome, everybody. And then we got Nightbot, the moderator. Oh, how's it going, Nightbot? I know you're just a bot, but, sometimes late at night.
Hey, man, bots have feelings, too. Omnics have feelings, too, man.
I hope not. I treat mine like crap. Well, I am loving this game so far. Both teams are very well coordinated, especially on their specific maps. The only thing that we really need to see is a bit more coordination with these ults, and these guys would be golden. Yeah,
for sure. I really like the DPS play on both sides as well. Both teams are running pretty aggressive comps, and like you said before, if they were just a little bit more coordinated with their ultimates, especially like their support and their tank ultimates, then I think they'd be very, very solid team.
Now, what we do know is we do have Genji. Feels Badman. Was Feel Badman playing both Genji and Widowmaker sometimes?
Yeah. He was playing Widow and that Genji as well.
Because Feels Badman was the person to watch in a lot of these games. He was going in and getting the big kills. As Genji, who's using his ults very decisively and taking out healers left and right. As Widowmaker, he was just dominating the field and really held the entirety of the defense together. Whenever he fell, that meant the team fell. But whenever he was up, that meant the team was just unstoppable. Yeah,
definitely. And I also like to give credit to the team as well. Because Feels Badman, getting these huge picks. But, if they BuildThatUlt4Me didn't come in and capitalize on those, then DHM can easily come back and roll them over. Just like a couple of pushes in King's Row as well, or DHM. While they did not look like they were about to win the fight, BuildThatUlt4Me kind of fell apart, and then DHM capitalized in some of those fights. So really good job by DHM as well for punishing these mistakes.
A couple other people we need to keep an eye on as well. Who are the 2 soldier characters in there?
So Airgasm is mostly play soldier in the series as well as this game, and the other soldier player on the side of BuildThatUlt4Me, I believe, is going to be Adamir. Although Adamir has been playing a lot of Pharah recently, and he's been doing a pretty good job as well. So, but if anyone is going to break out the soldier on the side of BuildThatUlt4Me, it's definitely going to be Adamir.
It looks like a blank space says he's actually coaching BuildThatUlt4Me. Well done, man. BuildThatUlt4Me, under your guidance, Sensei, has become a masterful team.
Shout out to you, man.
What we can tell.
He's probably got tears in his eyes, you know, like watching his kid grow up.
Oh man, my babies have all grown up. You go out there, you make me proud.
And just to give you guys an update, it looks like we are checking on the rules right now here, as we're not really sure how the tiebreaker is. Going. It looks we might just run this best of one on Ilios, as both teams are pretty tired here. It's pretty late here, especially on your side, Tough Under. It's like 11:30 for you, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. No. Yeah, man, it's like 11:40 here. And so I'm feeling the tired, Feedy Feeny is probably feeling the tired as well. And I bet you these gamers are just ready to go. That's why I think one of them, I think this Lessig was going and just saying, let's do just one game, man. Nobody wants to play 3, but I don't mind. It seems either way to me, just practice.
Yep, and it looks like both teams agree on this, and like you said, both teams are kind of getting a little bit sleepy. And honestly, we're probably not going to see really great Overwatch if we saw like a long series where both teams are sleepy. And I'm sure the viewers don't want to see that either. So I think it's good that we're going to have this one quality game over 3 lackluster games.
Take a look. We already do have the teams coming in here. Control point opens in 18 seconds, but it does look like seem as if BuildThatUlt's gonna take the point. So far, they already have the D.Va in the house there.
Anyone needs some
She as well, and we do have Anna in the background giving out heals as she does. It seems like the DHM is really gonna have to sit in the back here and just take the fight because they're getting split up in a corner by Winston and Farah.
And it looks like Stinky is trying to make a lot of space here for his team, but it looks like it's not working out. But even though he does get Genji here, it does look like that BuildThatUlt4Me is going to take this point pretty easily.
And we got Farah in the corner, in the top of the point, trying to take out Feels Bad, man. Unfortunately, she's not going to do quite too much damage here.
Yeah, Feels Bad, man, showing his...
Yeah, DHM's really going to stay at their point and try to regroup, try to get back together because they do have to make that push into a D.Va. D.Va's holding pretty far forward, as is Winston, as is Farah. The whole team's kind of holding forward just a little bit, trying to keep DHM on their toes.
Yeah, DHM really just needs to push in right here. As you saw in the first point, they kind of just got spaced out by the Winston, but there was really no need to, because the Winston was just pretty much all alone, and DHM just really needs to push in here. It looks like Jocelyn does almost get caught out, but does manage to fly back here. And BuildThatUlt4Me is pushing it really far, so Lexi pushes in and tries to go for that Mercy. It doesn't get quite yet, as Toto does demag Draconis, and Toto does pick up Baby D right here. And this is the perfect opportunity for BuildThatUlt4Me to push in, as Airgasm does finally take out this Lexi. Meanwhile, well played, while he does pop the Dragon Blade, just taking out instantly. Well, looks like we have a Tactical Advisor and Anaboost combo here, taking out Animir instantly, and it looks like BuildThatUlt4Me is going to take this point here. Or DHM, sorry.
What happened there? Why did DHM lose that point?
Yeah, so it looks like BuildThatUlt4Me lost that point there. Well played, got, pop Dragon Blade, and that got shut down instantly. And this Lexi kind of overstayed his welcome as well, as Airgasm, finally managed to take him out. And while it did look like that DHM wasn't really ready for them, but he managed to get taken out instantly. And, just to top it all off, the push with the Nano Boost Tactical Advisor, sealed it all off. So really good job on Airgasm and that Soldier, and Medium Morsel setting him up nicely on that Ana as well.
BuildThatUlt does have the ult advantage though, and they probably know that they do. Got the Winston on his ult as well. Winston, Anna, and D.Va ult in the corner. Farah as well. Genji's gonna go in and try to get a healer. Unfortunately, he can't take out a Soldier and Anna as well. Gonna fall back to the corner. But Lucio does pop his ult. That means there's gonna be a little bit more health for BuildThatUlt. But unfortunately, it's not gonna be enough, and they all get taken out fairly quickly.
Nice little stagger there by Stinky Pants, and nice stagger on well played there as it gets taken out with the Helix Rocket. And DHM just got really split up there. It looks like Totho is going to be on that Reaper, and he almost has Death Blossoms. It looks like he's going to set up here. Look for the Death Blossom to just drop in and stop the push on the side of BuildThatUlt4Me. But BuildThatUlt4Me looks like they're about to push in here as they have 4 ults ready to go. Well played, almost on that Dragon Blade, and Totho gets taken. That's a nice pick on Adamir, and that's going to slow down BuildThatUlt4Me's push.
Yeah, BuildThatUlt4Me immediately the Pharaoh gets taken down as she ults in that very small room. Interesting ult choice there. Winston is going to get taken out by Toto. And he was finally going to pop her ult, but it looks like everybody's going to find cover fairly quickly. Pharaoh does get taken down in the end, and that's when the Death Blossom comes down and stops the push. Huge Death Blossom by Toto there. Going to try to take out this McCree as well. Does take out the McCree. Looks like Diva's the only one left on the point. Is Diva going to get taken out very easily? In fact, her mech and her real body as well. Man, Toto just went in there and destroyed that push.
And meanwhile, Well Played pops Dragon Blade, tries to dive in here. It takes out Airgasm with 2 strikes here. Well Played is still on the backline, but meanwhile, Dragon Blade does expire, and Sticky Man manages to just electrocute him. Dyslexic gets a Nano Boost, but anti-healed. Nano Boost also gets administered on Farah as well on that Jocelyn. And it looks like he's trying to dive on that McCree. Meanwhile, Jocelyn gets a nice 2-man res on Ana and Winston. And it looks like the Sticky Pants here just diving in on Phil's Badman, trying to get him, but it looks like he's anti-heal, and the man has to retreat. Toto gets a nice quick pick on Dyslexic, pretty much shredding him with those double shotguns. And Joffrey takes out Draconis. And Sticky Man takes out Phil's Badman as well, getting a nice harass on the backline. And they really need to handle this Winston here, as it looks like he's just tearing Lucio and Ana apart here. Toto looks like pushes in against Lucio, and it looks like the point is going to go to DHM.
Very well played by both teams. It looks like DHM did take that point and hold it very decisively.
And again, this is a best of 1, so that is going to be the game. Yeah, it looks like it's playing it out here, but you know, both teams agreed to take out get the best of 1 in Helios.
Time to kill.
DHM does look like it won. Well played to both teams. And that is going to be the end of the stream. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you haven't already, do check out Overwatch University down at the bottom. Should be at the bottom of the screen there. They set up things like scrims. They set up the casting that we do. They set up all sorts of tournaments. And it really is a good place to learn about becoming a professional Overwatch player. So definitely check out Overwatch University. That's who we're sponsored by. Sponsored as in like they tell us what to do. Sponsored not as in they pay us. But thank you guys so much for watching. I am Tough on Dirt, Gentle on Carpet. And we are signing off. Say goodbye, Finny.
Yeah, and my name is Feeney, and we will see you guys next time.